Okay, so haven't done a video like this in a while, and I just really want to right now. I actually I just feel really sad even just looking here and thinking about this right now. Okay, so I'm here in my room and I've been watching these videos and there was the exercise in here to write down 5 things you don't like about yourself. So I write that, I don't think I deserve meaningful relationships, whether it's with men or women, that I have found people who that they try to stay small and even put me down when I feel like I'm getting bigger or expanding. They criticize me. Oh, you're too this. You wake up too early, or you're too sensitive, or too this, or too that. And instead of letting these people go, I hold on to them until I begin to resent them for staying in that relationship and keep forcing myself to remain small, and then they get angry and criticize me even more. And this has happened recently with a girl that I dated in China who was really amazing. If you want to talk about her on paper, she, you know, had a high paying job relatively. I still make twice as much money as her, but she had her own car, she had her own apartment, and she's really pretty, and the sex with her was amazing. But it wasn't working. She wanted more from me than, I wanted more time for myself, and the like exercises that I'm doing, I kind of like talked about some of these things on the surface, and it didn't really seem like she was as interested, or maybe even I told myself she wasn't interested, because I felt like she needed to be better in order for her to be with me. And then if she did get better, then I would feel more guilty about leaving her later. So, anyways, that ended. She said I'm selfish, that I don't care about her, I don't spend enough money on her, that I see her only as a free sex service, and I guess I wasn't finished, so I told her, what, so am I supposed to pay you to have sex? And if she wasn't upset, angry with me before that, you better believe she was at that point. Oh man. And then even, not just with women, but with men, wanting to have more relationships with people who you can connect to on like a heart to heart level, and not have to be more stuck about trying to like the sports or the movies or entertainment or shopping, whatever, all these things that people want to talk about with each other to avoid what's going on below. I get that. I've been there too. We all go through these stages. But these kind of conversations just don't really excite me anymore, and I want to. This is kind of what happens when I talk with my dad. Actually, I uh, I want to talk with him about some of these other things, and about like my growth and progress and the struggles that I have. But then he turns the conversation to like to movies or the music that he's seen at shows, or that's okay, and I appreciate him wanting to connect with me. And Dad, if you watch this video, I'm gonna post it on to the rest of Facebook, and I love you, and it's not a criticism of you in any way. I just I want these deeper relationships with people, and let's see, there's the addicted to results. All right, so I've been doing this whole self-improvement, development, spirituality, whatever the fuck you want to call it, for years now. A big turning point was when I was 18, and I had just experienced a really painful injury, broke my collarbone, and read The Way of the Peaceful Warrior, which, if you haven't read this book before, I highly recommend it. It kind of turned me on to all this stuff in the first place, began thinking about, why I was in so much pain. Before I broke the collarbone, was in a lot of pain still. Smoking weed, constantly thinking about girls, chasing the girls, which is, kind of further down on this list here. And I broke my collarbone thinking, why is my life like this? And I realized, steps that I can take to improve. And I started to drink really heavily after that, lived in Japan. Anyways, that was over 10 years ago. I'm 31 now. And so, okay, I finally made it back to working in China. I had a goal many years ago to teach English in Japan. Convinced myself why I couldn't do it. Now I made it here to China, which is a little different. Some ways to be better than Japan. And realized, that I want something greater than this for myself, but it's been a really awesome process, and it's pushed me back into my own focus. I've been meditating more in China and journaling, invested in courses that teach me about how to grow and improve, and then I still feel like shit some days, where my neck hurts, or I've got headaches, low energy, or I don't want to meditate, or when I meditate it's too painful, or I avoid meditating because I think it's gonna hurt too much, or I put all this time into trying to meet girls and date them, and it all just kind of falls apart every time, and thinking I put in so much work and effort, and why don't these things happen faster? Why do I feel so impatient sometimes? I want to see the results now. That brings me to the next one. Addicted to sex. This one's big because I mentioned the last girl who got upset and said she was breaking up with me recently. And the last time I saw her, actually, I spent the night at her place, and she wanted me to stay longer that day, but I told her that I needed to go home. I wanted to be by myself. And actually I did want to be by myself, but instead of doing that, I went on a first date with another girl from the internet. Didn't have sex with her. It didn't really go anywhere. Or what does that mean? Didn't have sex means didn't go anywhere. Okay, so we weren't really I didn't feel that attracted to her, but I stayed there longer because it seemed like it was better to be with a girl than avoid facing myself and all this shit that I'm talking about on this list right now. And the girl earlier that day was really upset that I left her that morning, even though she didn't say so. later on, she told me that ever since that point, when I said I needed to be by myself, she realized that she didn't like me anymore. And okay, that's great. If I can't be by myself and she's going to be upset, then we're not meant to be together. But then part of me felt like I'd screwed up because because now that happened, I don't have my free sex servant anymore. Like she said, if I want sex with someone, there's gotta, now some other girl will have to play that part, and it takes a lot of effort to find them. And why does it take so much effort? Because I've been chasing them, trying to get sex from people when I still don't feel okay with all these other things, that I think that sex will be a replacement for all of this shit. And deep down I know it's not. Okay. Okay, so my physical pain, sometimes my body hurts. I touched on this earlier before, that I have, sometimes I feel fine next. I don't feel any physical pain right now. Maybe a little discomfort, but no pain. And I've been doing, weightlifting at the gym, more yoga and stretching and meditation, and some days it just, my head hurts a lot. And I think, why does it hurt if I'm doing all this work? And it hurts because I feel stressed at my job. And why do I feel stressed? Because, the teachers yell at the children, or the children don't listen. And, I think that they should listen because what I have to teach them is important. The teachers yell at them because they also believe that the students need to pay attention. And, again, addicted to these results, that, if the children aren't showing good signs of improvement, that means that I'm failing in my job as a teacher. And there would be less stress if I left. There would be no stress from this job if I quit. And if I quit, I won't be making money from that job, and then I'll have to do what I actually want to do. But I don't have to quit because I can do what I want to already, but I haven't been doing it because I've been too busy chasing other things and not focusing on myself. And I want people to understand me. Well, this is number 6. Okay, and I'm addicted to money. That's right. So how can I quit my job? Because I need the money. If I don't have a reliable source of income coming in, how will I survive? How will I have a place to stay? Enough food to eat? And I could go back to my dad's house and live there, but I feel guilty for being a drain on him. And, it feel like a failure. And I love the independence that I have. So even though this job is stressful, well, it'd be stressful to return to my dad's house. And so why do I stay in a job that I don't fully love? Because on some level, I believe that the money is more important than being fully in aligned with my life's purpose. But if I don't know what my life's purpose is, how can I align with it? And how do I do this? Through the meditation and the journaling. But if I'm not doing these things, then I don't get an alignment. And if I do these things, then I want to quit my job more. And if I do that, how will I have the money? Oh my god. And I want people to understand me. If I don't focus on the girls and the relationship with the beautiful woman and lots of money and, you know, I guess that's it, the money and women. If I don't have these things to prove to others, how can they understand me? Because these are the things that most people are using to measure their success too. And of course, you know, the money and the relationships are an external reflection of your success, but you can still be really struggling on the inside and have these things. Some people are very good at creating the image of success in life, but lacking that and still feeling empty and struggling with depression and terrible anxiety and all these things. But when I talk about the meditation and the journaling with the people around me at my work, they don't understand. They say, yeah, that sounds nice. You know, I'm glad that's helping you. And then they continue to complain about the same things that they have been. And when I understand myself, I won't need other people to understand me anymore. And so, when I did this, wrote these things down, God, I cried so much. And if any of you have seen the movie Venom, and I really enjoyed that because it related a lot to the experience that I'm going through, where sometimes I feel like there's this like demon or monster inside of me that forces me to do things that I think I'm not supposed to do, but it's like I have no control over it. And I'm so afraid to... I can look at myself in the mirror, that's fine, but to close my eyes and really, you know, go deep with these dark things inside of me. I saw this crazy thing. It was like this huge dark demon that came out of me, and it was actually terrifying for a moment. And when I faced it and loved that too, it withdrew, and I felt a little more peaceful and a little more at ease. And I'm afraid that if I don't make having a girlfriend or having sex with many different partners, that people will think I'm gay, because some people have told me this in the past, or, you know, said that I must be, or this or that, and And it's more important to connect with myself. When I connect with myself, I see that all these things that I don't like are because I haven't loved myself. Or say, okay, I'll love these things if they just go away, rather than true unconditional love and acceptance. So, if you made it to the end of this video, I have a really special gift for you right now. I love you so fucking much. You are awesome. You have no idea how awesome you are.